don't be clowning this music. I think this music is quite soothing. You know what I'm saying? And the best part about this music is that it's white label, which means that we're not going to get pulled down for any copyright strikes.
Nice.
Shouts out to whoever created Daydreaming. That's the name of this cut. I'd rather enjoy it myself. There's like just a little funk to it, a little smoothness.
Yeah.
Just about the right amount of everything.
That's that riding music.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's the kind of beat you could listen to just loosen up the metaphors a little bit.
Oh,
just loosen up a little bit before you really get into your hardcore writing.
They're like, yo.
Okay.
Yeah, right. You get those yo-yos out the way. Welcome to another episode of the Punkdemic podcast. It's your man, 50 Grand MC Johnny T from Organics Media, and we are joined by the hostess with the mostest, the lovely Amazon. She is the proud writer of Punkdemic LLC. And we got a special guest on deck that we're going to greet a proper introduction to in just a minute. But before we do that, I would not be doing my job correctly and not be remiss if I did not announce the importance of all of yous out there that's watching or listening. The importance of you guys swinging over to punkdemic.net. Go purchase a Punkdemic t-shirt or Punkdemic baseball cap or a Punkdemic hoodie or Punkdemic sweatshirt. Summer weather is coming. Some Punkdemic flip-flops, some Punkdemic chapstick for your lips. Either set, up to you. Punkdemic thongs, G-strings, Punkdemic halter tops, Punkdemic Daisy Dukes.
Sir,
just swing on over. See, our guest he's intrigued by the idea of some Punkdemic Daisy Dukes. I'm gonna table that one. Make sure you swing over to punkdemic.net. Just get you some Punkdemic stuff. And while you're at it, when you get your merchandise, send us pictures of you rocking the gear. Tag us in it. We will definitely repost. Share the love that you share for us across the internet community. To each one, teach one, reach one, all of that good stuff. Again, that's going to be punkdemic.net. And then make sure you share the podcast with others. Share the gospel of goodwill that we are spreading around, people that are making a difference in the community all the way across the board. The musical community, the artistic lifestyle community, and just community. You know, making social media a little more one podcast episode at a time. MC Johnny T for president. MC Johnny T for president. Anyway, nice. I'm going to shut up because you know what? I'm not the star of this show. I just act like I am for a few minutes because she lets me. But we are going to bring on a special guest that was hand-selected by the queen herself. Amazon, would you like to do the honors or shall I?
You can introduce him without the thongs, please. No thongs.
Always trying to boss me around and take away my joy. All right. Well, we've got a real special guest today. Someone who is making waves musically. I'm telling you, man, make some heavy booty shake like a Cali Quake, baby. We talking about someone right here who don't just bring the noise, but bring the ruckus, baby. We talk about somebody right here that gonna give your Beats by Dre a run for their money, if you will. You know what I'm saying? If you guys haven't checked them out yet, you're gonna definitely be inclined to check them out after today. Put your paws together for my man 50 Grand. Creech is in the building. We don't have the money for the real sound effects yet, so we're doing a little fundraising for that. We'll get to that in a little bit, but for right now,
I love it. I love it.
You know what? Hey, a year from now, when we're budgeted and we're looking back at how cringe this is, but how much we still enjoy at the moment, it's gonna be fantastic.
Yeah, it's so organic. It's organic, absolutely.
It really is.
I'm happy to be here. Thank you, Amazon. Thank you, MC Johnny T, for having me. I appreciate y'all.
Man, it's a pleasure.
Thank you for being here.
Absolutely.
I don't even know what to say. I apologize in advance for Mr. Johnny Taylor's behavior, Creech. You know, there's no thongs. There's no thongs.
Okay. Yeah. I just all right. I didn't internalize it.
Okay, good. Most of the guests do. They're mostly men so far, and they it's a whole thing. Anyway,
respect.
So we have Creech from, and I see the thing is, I don't know what to address first. I like everything you do.
Thank you.
He's
Creech
from a band I really enjoy. Go ahead. You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Creech. Creech is short for Creature. Rebelmatic. New York City is in the building. That's where we from. Born and raised in New York, and the band is Rebelmatic. Sounds
Nice.
like James Brown in a mosh pit.
Love it.
That's what it actually says, by the way. It
Absolutely.
does say that.
Absolutely.
Anyway, so I generally run this in the way that I try to come from the perspective that people who are watching don't know who you are.
Absolutely.
A lot of them will. I do. So if you could, just a little history on Rebelmatic, when you got started up, what made you get it started, where you're from, that whole thing.
My name is Creech. Creech. We're born up. Started in New York City. I started off playing in bands like 80, a long time ago. A long time. I'm not even gonna get into the date. But with Rebelmatic started about 15 years ago with a acquaintance from high school. I was doing hip hop prior to it, but prior to doing hip hop, I was in a hardcore punk band. So when I started Rebelmatic, I was kind of like, man, I love hip hop and I performing it, but I feel like the energy I needed was to get back to playing with bands. So I ran into an old acquaintance with the high school, and he was just like, yo, I've been wanting to play with you since high school. Blah, blah, blah. And I was like, that's crazy because I've been thinking about playing in bands again. That's kind of how it started. 15 years later, a bunch of tours, some new members. We're here. Got a bunch of albums out. Our first album came out in 2009. It's called Pray for the Vulture. Second album came out. It was called Elephant Amnesia. I think that's 2015. Then we had an album, a bunch of like 4 EPs, but full lengths. The last full length was in 2020. Ghost in the Shadows. Excuse me. That was produced by the Mark O'Connell from Take It Back Sunday. So we've been working, and that's just the band stuff. I've done a bunch of other stuff as well. On my hip hop endeavors, I've worked with a lot of different people. But we'll go, I guess we'll get into that a little later.
We will. What came first, the hip hop or the punk rock?
Well, playing wise, the punk rock hardcore came first because I attempted to rhyme when I was really, really young, like I don't know, 8 or 9, but that was just like some summer ridiculousness. I started playing in a band in like 15, 16. So that was first. And through the band, I got into rhyming, like more into rhyming. Then I rhymed and we got signed. Like long short, so like from the band, my first band was called Short Notice. It was in Francis Lewis High School in Queens, the same high school that Sick of It All went to and other people. And from there, I left school. I went to got my GED, and from GED school, I met one of my future hip hop partners, and I formed a hip hop group called Triflix. We got signed to Island Records, 4th and Broadway, 1994. Put out a single in 1996, produced by the Beatnuts. Blah blah blah, bunch of music, bunch of different things, touring, and got back to playing with the band. Got back playing with bands. So I started Rebelmatic because I kind of wanted to infuse all the experiences I had growing up in the neighborhood I grew up in, which is a very diverse neighborhood. But yeah, I feel like I'm jumping all over the place. But yeah, that's
okay.
Mm-hmm.
That's okay. Because your story jumps all over the place, right? Everybody's does. Nobody's linear. So it works. But,
man, what was that like working with the Beatnuts?
There it is.
Yeah, they're from the same neighborhood as me. So like Juju, like from down the block. I mean, I live in Brooklyn now, but I'm from Corona, Queens. So like, Corona, Queens is home of Cool G Rap and home of the Beatnuts. So that was just like we were the younger. We were like the protege, so to speak, of the neighborhood at that time. And our manager, rest in peace, JB, kind of facilitated it because Juju was hearing about us. So it was like, I mean, I seen Ju not that long ago. It's still fam. It's still what it is. It was fun. I mean, I think I can't it was just regular, man, because it's neighborhood stuff. You know what I mean? It's neighborhood. But I mean, I realized they're a legendary group and I appreciated working with them. But even after that, man, like I was on MF Doom's album in 2003. I worked with people, a lot of underground cats in LA for Project Blow, like Bus Driver, Slug from Atmosphere, bunch of like a bunch of underground stuff for years, and toured Europe, toured about 14, 15 countries, and did about 30 states. So we've been doing music for majority of our life. But yeah, working with the Beatnuts was cool. It was cool.
Come on, hip hop head. I know you have more. Go ahead.
Man,
Go ahead, go.
you hijacked it. I don't want to hijack this episode.
No.
It's like so MF Doom, right? Like
no, go right ahead.
So working with Doom, I'm on the Victor Vaughn Vaudeville Villain album, a song called Open Mic Night Part 2. So my rhyme name is Creature. Later on, I turned into the Creechonomics for the algorithms because I seen a bunch of creatures popping up. But as I have albums out as Creature and as Creechonomics, but on the Doom album, I'm known as Creature. And that was just kind of, downtown rhyming. Shout out to my brother Fred Ones. And the label that put his record out was just kind of like looking for artists at the time. I wound up doing a song for them. They liked it. I guess they played it for Doom. Doom liked the way I rhyme. They were like, yo, they asked, yo, would you be cool with him getting on your album? And he was like, I guess, yeah, cool. Then they're like, yo, you want to get on the Doom album? And I was like, oh, that's Level of X from KMD. Yeah, I'm with it. They paid me. I did it. Went on tour, not with Doom, but I went on tour with my boy Rob Sonic. Didn't really, I didn't know the effect of that verse. Or, I didn't even know that people resonated so much to Doom at that point. But then everyone was like, yo, you're Creature from the MF Doom album. I'm like, oh, you heard that? They were like, yeah, man. So that was cool. So, from Doom, I performed with everyone from Kool Keith to Immortal Technique. Rebelmatic has played with Onyx. We played with the Locks. We just played with the Jizza. We play, I'm on songs. I got songs with like Kool Keith, a bunch of people. Like we really delve into a lot of different worlds because we kind of come up from that. Like my drummer in Rebelmatic, Ramsey Jones, ODB's his brother, and RZA and Jizz is his cousin. So we're all, and Carnage, my bass player, he rhymes as well, and DJs, Ramsey DJs. Alcatraz makes hip hop beats. He's made beats for like people like Joel Ortiz and other people. So like we're in all worlds, and we just happen to be the same type of cats that listen to a lot of different music. So that's kind of how that happened. To be like, try to seamless with it.
Amazon.
I was just letting you get it out of your system.
Nah, you go whatever.
If Johnny told you or not, but he does music and makes music as well.
Nice.
And so he at one point wanted to just throw me on here alone, and I said, no, I think you want to sit in for this one. So we're gonna jump back into Rebelmatic because that's where it's at right now.
Right, for sure.
You were supposed to play what was it, Sunday, and it rained, so you couldn't do that.
Yeah.
What are you working on now? What do you got going on now?
Going on tour next Wednesday. When is this coming out? So I don't know when this is coming out, but going on tour Wednesday. We got like a 3-week tour. What is that? 16 dates. We're going on tour with Weed Eater. They're from they're like a stoner doom metal band. Really cool. They're friends. Like a 4th time touring with them. We're doing like 4 shows ourselves, headlining, and then we're doing direct support for them. We're going to be hitting the West Coast. We're hitting LA, hitting Seattle, Portland, Berkeley, Vegas, I think New Mexico, and a bunch of other places. So that's coming. We got a new single coming out from our new album. That should be out the 31st of May. Then when we come back from tour, we're playing with Year of the Dragon on June 15th. And we got a bunch of stuff. It's a bunch of stuff. And the show we were supposed to do that got rained out was a Rock Against Racism show. So yeah, and I think that's gonna be. It was postponed, so we might, if we're not on tour, we'll probably do that as well when they do it again. So yeah, we're just touring. We got a whole album finished. We just did we did a deal with this independent label called Satan Records, and like I said, our single's called Peace. It'll be out. I think it's supposed to be out May 31st. While we're on tour, it should be out, and our album will be out hopefully before the year's out. But we'll have singles and stuff dropping. So we're working.
We lost Amazon. Where did Amazon go?
I was just gonna say, what happened?
I was like, hey, we lost Amazon.
What's going on?
That's all right. Well, we'll just keep the conversation moving. You know, if you guys are listening out there, you know, we're gonna keep it organic. So you're gonna hear when the technology fumbles sometime too. We're having difficulty with some of the tech today, but it ain't gonna stop the flow. It ain't gonna stop the vibe of what we got going on here with Creech, who, as we have heard already, is quite the busy person.
Oh yeah,
touring, new projects dropping out.
Absolutely.
So the project that you are getting ready to come up with end of the month.
It'll be a single. It'll be a single from the album.
Okay, the single from the album, genre wise, what's the style for the project?
I mean, we're in the hardcore punk category, but I feel like our stuff is a lot more diverse than just hardcore punk. That's why it's best to explain as James Brown the mosh pit, because it's funky, it's groovy, it's a musical montage, but it is definitely in the world of hardcore punk. But I like to say it's with flavor. We brought the cookout to hardcore punk community.
Well, you have our support for it. So when you have any kind of marketing collateral that we can post around through our Punkdemic community, we will definitely. It makes it so much more gratifying for us to post about what other people are doing than to just be posting about go buy our shirt.
I appreciate it.
And I mean, and the thing about it is, like, we didn't start the podcast with this idea of we're gonna sell shirts, pal. Like, who does a podcast to sell shirts specifically? There's a lot of work involved with doing a podcast. That's counterintuitive to direct sales, but it's a real community of unique artists who have a unique sound and a unique audience. And so we want to highlight those acts that are out there doing it. And oftentimes they don't get the right kind of additional supplemental marketing support that would really serve the artist well from labels. And it's a real organic push. So we're happy to help bring a little awareness to whatever you got going on when the time comes. Just drop us in the DM and leave us some links, and we'll get the word out for you, bro. No question about that.
I appreciate it. Let me ask you this. You said MC Johnny Taylor. Are you related to Johnny Taylor, the singer?
The soul, the blues singer. Man, I get that all the time. And I think I'm gonna just start saying, yeah.
I mean, you're out in Cali, right? So okay, cool. Yeah, so it's a lot of people, producers and stuff too. You find out they're like, oh, that's Quincy Jones' son. That's Jazzy Faze, one of the guys from the Barclays sons.
The Barclays,
yeah.
No relation to the Johnny Taylor that most people know of, but
for sure.
But I get that a lot. It was interesting because I was getting it so often earlier on in my music walk, and I was so singular in terms of what I was listening to. And so they kept asking me about this Johnny Taylor guy, and I finally looked him up. And he's like, man, who is this Johnny Taylor guy? And so I found him. I was like, yo, that Johnny Taylor guy is a bad man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
He's a bad man.
Yeah, yes, sir.
So I don't mind the question. It's not like he was a whack artist.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean?
No, absolutely.
So if you can, take me through like some of your songwriter process, or is it just like you hear the music and you go with it? Is it sometimes you have lyrical constructs and you're like, yo, we need to build around this kind of theme, and you make it work? How does that look for you?
We're talking Rebelmatic right now, right?
Yeah, Rebelmatic.
Okay. Yeah, so Rebelmatic is it. I mean, with Rebelmatic, I compose music too. I don't play instruments, but I literally like beatbox bass lines and guitar parts and stuff, and then get them to play it. But they don't, by no means do I create all the music. We all create music. I write all the lyrics and concepts. So some stuff is like we just we'll be jamming, and I'll hear it. And I'm like, whoa, what's that? And start from there, and we'll start writing there. Some stuff I write all the time. I'm just always jotting stuff down. So I might come with ideas or words that I like, or a first verse or a chorus or something, and then we'll build around it. But it's all organic. It's nothing's really so. I mean, it's thought out, but it's more like executed once we catch that lightning in the bottle, so to speak. You know what I mean? Like I'll put it to you like this: since we've been playing, since Rebelmatic existed, I've never forced write a song. Like I've never like bust my head to be like, oh, what I can't write. But like, all of it flows. Like I'll walk to the store and I'll come up with lyrics, and I part of that's the discipline of writing for a long time, but and not really thinking that we have to fit it. Like we just feel like it's our own style, even though it's within the hardcore punk community, we don't feel like we got to make a record that sounds like this. We're just like, I might wake up and say, man, I want to make a hard joint because we just did 2 or 3 groovy, funky joints. I want to make a hard one now. But besides that, it's more like, nah, man, just make music that we like, that we want to play, that we're like, yo, that's, if I didn't know me and I heard that, I would like that. Or that'd be like, woof, what did they? So that's, yeah. And like I said, I always write. I'm just always writing anyway, just jotting down stuff and just researching and rocking and rolling,
Oh, guess who's back?
Amazon.
Amazon. Where is she? Here she comes. She's nodding her head no. Nod your head yes, girl. Nod your head yes. Boom. Back at us just like that. Boom. Welcome back to the show, Amazon.
So that was fun. Got stuck backstage in my own podcast. That was interesting.
Wow.
Now I know how everybody else feels. It's not fun. I'm going to be nicer to people from now on. I'm going to be nice. I'm really not. But it's no fun back there.
It's
I don't like it.
Creech and I were just chopping it up about, songwriting techniques and, with the next style, and a little bit about the feel for the single that's dropping at the end of the month. I pledged the Punkdemic support to help promote when he drops some stuff. Send us some of the marketing collateral and links, and we'll make sure that we get that out. And that's basically
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
I was gonna say, excuse me. Let's make sure this gets out, Johnny, while he's on tour, so we can push the tour a little, and do some promotions.
Yeah.
Okay.
Awesome. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Not that you need my help. You guys are so dope.
But every help works. If it was just the talent and the music, I'd be on the moon somewhere right now. But the reality of it is, there's a lot of moving parts besides just being a talented and good artist and hard work. There's a lot of parts. So every help is wanted, especially when it's sincere and it's we appreciate it.
No, so I couldn't help but notice there's a bunch of youngsters doing Rebelmatic songs all over the internet. How do you feel about that? Because I was doing a little homework. Do you love that? Like, what do you?
I love it. I love it. I think it's cool. I think it's like, man, play some stuff with flavor. That could be a part. Part of me is like, look, I think everyone should fucking cover our songs. I think it's dope. I just want it like that. And then another part, I'm just like, especially young people, because that means they're listening to something that I think we stand by and we think is cool. And the fact we're honored and humbled that they would even consider playing our stuff. So it's awesome. Keep doing it.
I got a kick out of it. I didn't memorize all the bands, but it just was really neat. I was like, that must feel really cool to have
it's awesome.
These young people like copying you, which is
it's great. It's great, and they credit us too. That's the one thing. It's like they're doing a cover, but they give us credit, and we met them. So that's really what's important,
Oh, you met them?
Yeah, we met them in Little Rock. We played with them.
Neat.
I was encouraging them and stuff. It's in a couple of like this music is about the next generation. So you always have to encourage people. You can't think you're going to always be where you're at, or it's just like, hey, one of the greatest thing about punk is like, hey, I want to play. All right, just play, learn, start playing it. You could start off not good and get better, but like just do it. That's one of the greatest things about punk, in my opinion, is to do it. You go out and do it. You don't have to overthink. You will get better if you keep playing. Your songwriting will improve. Your stage presence will improve. And if you really have something to say, it'll last. Ideally,
That's the plan.
Mm-hmm.
Also, no. So the energy you guys have on stage, but you especially, like 10 minutes into watching you, I'm tired already. Like where is this energy coming from? Like where are you pulling this energy from that you give to the people, man? Like,
well, thank you first and foremost. The music, it's the music. We write it to be very like candid about it. I don't feel like music that's like aggressive that moves like how our music moves and other music moves. Like if you able body, I don't know how you can't have energy. Now, different genres don't require that. So I understand. I don't expect the singer songwriter to be jumping around and doing all that stuff, but they could, but I don't expect it. But I feel this music, not in a performative sense, but it's like the spirit gets you. So you're supposed to, like that's what it's supposed to be. Present. Look, every show we're leaving sweaty. We're leaving sweaty. If we ain't sweating, we ain't do a job. That's it. You gotta. There's no cool stuff. There's no posturing. Nah, I'm here to have fun. I'm here to interact with the crowd. We're here to like make this into a celebratory thing.
Now I missed your chit chat with Johnny, but did you guys talk about the tour coming up? Like the locations? Is there any place in particular you're excited to play on this particular tour?
Everywhere that people are. LA though, I definitely want to rock in LA. Yeah, I definitely want to rock in LA. The whole West, because we haven't really played. We played the West Coast like once with our homie Angelo from Fishbone. We played with him at in Topanga. I think it was a couple years ago, but we weren't even supposed to play. It was like I could say it because it already happened. We were out to work with Young Thug for his NPR thing. And it didn't, whatever. They went a different direction. I don't even, for me, I was just like, how is he going to be able to do this over this type of music? And it was like, yeah, but whatever. We got flown out and put in a hotel and paid to do it. And then it was like, oh, we're going to go in a different direction. But you can stay in a hotel and I can hang out a couple of days. So I'm like, I call Angela, like, yo, is there any shows we could jump on? We have, we don't have our equipment, but we have guitars, bass, and our basic stuff. And he had a show in Topanga. We jumped on it. So that was like the only time we played in Cali. And people have been asking, the West Coast been asking for years. So hey, show out. Here's your chance. Here's your chance. Do it.
Let's go, LA. Right. Let's get some West Coast flavor going on over there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going. Johnny Taylor, you down? Yeah. He's not the most outside type of cat.
Okay.
He
Well, see what's happening right now is I'm back in school again right now.
Okay.
So, yeah. So for the next year, I am relegated to only my books and research papers and stuff like that. So no play from Mr. Gray next year. So Amazon, you got to go do it for the people who can't right now.
One alone solo trip, got it.
Accelerated program too. It's not so I'm like doing the semester's worth of work in like 7 or 8 weeks in 2 classes.
Oh wow!
In 2 classes, right? Yeah, and teaching full time. So no.
Yes, it's a lot going on.
I will have to live vicariously through everybody's social media content for the 20 minutes I get to do, for the 20 minutes a week that I get to play. That's it.
Right. Nice.
But where are you going to play? What venue are you going to be playing in out here?
I gotta look. I don't even know. I don't even be paying attention to that stuff. Like not even in a weird way. Go ahead. You know Amazon?
I know
I
that
don't
he's
know.
playing Transplants Brewery in Palmdale on the
Yeah,
20. Is it 28th? You play the 28th or the
I,
29th? 29th?
yeah, 28th or 29th. I'm not sure. 20,
28th in
maybe 20.
Palmdale, and then Alta
Yeah,
the 29th, and then I don't
the
know the
30th
LA
and
venue though.
I gotta look at my phone right now. See, look at that. Even without phone, I don't have a. I don't. I just know where we're playing, but I don't know where we play it until my agent sends
See,
an itinerary, and I'm just like, all right, well, let's get there. I'm ready. It don't matter where the people there's, the business is sorted out, and it's not gonna be a Klan rally. I'm ready. Let's go.
Not
You
a
know what I mean? That's
clans
no,
rally.
no, we don't want that. No, no,
what I'm just
we're not
saying.
in
Yeah,
for that clan life. No, we good on that.
exactly. So as long as it's
Johnny, I
like
want. Go ahead.
we're playing the Regions Theater.
The
We're
region.
playing yeah, we're
Nice.
playing so we're playing the Quarter Zone in Seattle on the 21st. We're playing Boston Nova Ballroom in Portland on the 22nd. We're playing Felton Music Hall in Felton on the 24th. We're playing Cafe Colonial the 25th in Sacramento. The 25th, we're playing the Cornerstone in Berkeley. We're playing Transplants in Palmdale 28th. Regis 30th in LA. 31st, Swan Dive in Vegas. The first, the Pub Rock in Phoenix, Arizona. The 2nd of June, we're playing Inside Out in Albuquerque. The 3rd, we're playing HQ in Denver. The 5th, we're playing Live Wire in Chicago. But then, so the 15th, we're going out by ourselves before we meet up with Weed Eater. The 15th, we're playing York, Pennsylvania at Skid Row Garage. We're playing the 16th at
Man,
Blind Rage Records in Dayton, Ohio. See, I know these already by my heart. 17th, we're playing, this is May 17th, we're playing the Portal in Louisville, Kentucky. The 18th, we're playing in Little Rock, Arkansas. I forgot the venue, but we're playing Little Rock. And we have a couple days off, 2.5 days to drive down to Seattle. Well, so that's what we're doing.
sheesh.
Yeah,
That's a
that's
trek.
Man,
nice light.
that's
We'll,
that's
we'll make
life
it.
right there. He said that's light.
I'll make it work.
Walk in the park, no biggie. Your
Yeah,
routing is good though. You guys route
yeah,
your region. The routing is really good. You're not bouncing region to region, and you guys set up
right,
your tours the old school way, like back in the olden days.
right.
People used to have
There
like
we go.
they had the big map
Oh
hanging up
yeah,
on the wall, and they had
oh yeah,
the flags on
yeah,
there, and you would connect it
yeah,
with the red yarn and make sure that you were
yeah.
hitting all your venues. I haven't been part of tour logistics in a number of years myself.
It's
Is
a
it
lot.
some, is it something that you personally work out with the band and the venues yourself, or you have
We have an
agents and
agent.
assistants? And okay,
We have an agent now. I mean, I've done it before myself, but I don't. I do too much. I'm not trying to deal with all that, man. Have our guarantees and tell me where we're going. I don't like. Come on, I'm ready to rock. I already got to do so much other stuff before we even get to the point of the road. So I'm just like, send me where we going. Who's my contact? What do I need to know? How much we're getting paid? Let's go. The people there, 1,500, 150. I don't care. I care, but I'm going to give you everything I got. We're going to give you everything we got. Obviously, the more the merrier, but like, we're ready. That's it. I'm ready. I'll stay on the road like half of my life if I can, as long as it makes sense.
Johnny, tell him the thing you always tell me about not the birth and the baby and the thing you always do when you're interviewing
oh, what I always
Mr.
say.
Manager.
Oh yeah.
Tell him.
Here's one that's guaranteed to get me canceled.
Huh.
Text me for this way. I would always tell people, all right, y'all don't tell me about the labor pains. Just show me the baby. Just show me the damn baby. I don't want to hear about how much it hurt. Oh, it hurts. No, I don't want to hear all of that. Just
Ooh.
show me my baby boy or show me my baby girl.
I don't know if a man can say that right now. Like that's kind of,
Well,
but I get the gist. I get the gist.
Don't.
it's
I
my
get
show, and I say you can. It's all right.
respect.
And by the
It
way,
is what
I
it is.
want you guys to all know, take note of the fact that my arm was twisted to share this. You know, I
It was
that was
not.
really like an internal memo that I usually use for my own business.
Right, right,
No, you
right.
say it to me
Damn it,
all
pal!
the
I don't want to
time.
hear about the labor pains. Just show me the baby, pal.
Says it to me all the time.
Well,
Hold
I mean,
on, remember the thing with the baby? Okay,
Mm,
got it. Got
mm,
it.
no, I mean, but the gist of it is like the the public doesn't. People don't really care about all the stuff you got to do.
yeah,
Are like you went through this. When you get on stage, are you going to be good? Are you going to leave everything on stage? Oh, we drove 7, 8 hours. Da, 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 I'm sick. You're here now, right? So get it together and do what you do, or
exactly.
don't. But don't complain when people are like, yo, you really suck. Oh, I didn't feel well that day, but you were here. I
Nobody cares.
Nobody cares. I don't care. Like I don't care. Like I don't want to. I'm not going to make excuses for myself or anyone. So I don't want to see excuses. I don't want to hear it. Just do your thing. And hey, people find out later. Yo, you were sick. Yeah, I was super sick. Yeah, I would have never known. I played sick before, like super, like feeling horrible. And they're like, man, you were. So I'm like, man, I'm just like, I'm going to get through this set, and then like, man, I need to take some ginger shots. I need to put another hoodie on. I'm feeling like chills. But you wanted, I knew people, and I'm not going to announce that on stage because I'm not looking for sympathy. I'm not looking for, oh, he's sick. Oh my God, I can't believe. It's like, nah, yo, that was great. I'm like, ah, cool. Yeah, thank you. But I'm literally like, I'm shaking and cold. That's life. It's just life. Once we're living, we're going to go through peaks and valleys.
So that means again, I think it was
Yeah, yeah.
so
Show
much
me, show me the
better,
baby.
so much better explained
Show
with
the
better
baby.
sensitivity.
Yeah,
Just show you the baby. Just show you the baby.
show me the baby.
You don't care about all of the backstory until after you've had a great time or
Yeah,
after you've had the accomplishment, and then the backstory adds to it a little bit more. But right up
yeah.
front,
Yeah, it's all the journey. It's all, yeah, it's all the
yeah,
journey. It's all the journey. We're here for the journey, but like, hey, the details are important, but everyone doesn't want to hear the details, and sometimes the details make kind of remove some of the magic from it anyway. So get to.
All
exactly,
right,
exactly.
I'm about to get in trouble. Johnny Taylor.
Oh, dude, man,
So
how
listen,
am
I
I getting
don't.
dragged? I'm
Hey,
getting dragged into a lot
hey.
of trouble here. And see,
I
I'm
don't.
at a disadvantage because I can't spend as much time on the internet cleaning up this spilled milk. So,
Do what? Maybe
First of all,
maybe not do the trouble while I'm on here because let's not
there's
make it
no
more.
trouble.
Okay, okay.
There's
okay.
no trouble. Exactly. No. So we
No,
didn't. We
no.
do another podcast called Hip Hop Organics, which is Johnny's thing, and we haven't
Oh,
had it
nice.
in a bit because he's studying. So
Right.
I haven't been able to talk to anybody about
The
Drake
Kendrick.
getting his ass whooped. Damn it! Can we
Oh,
please?
well, that was
He
interesting
got
that
his ass
you,
whooped.
you didn't even say like about the
Got it.
Kendrick Drake back and forth. You just said, "Hey, Drake
Got
getting
it.
his ass whooped."
Got it
What
whooped.
are you? What do you
Johnny
ask?
edits everything out. If I'm inappropriate, Johnny, show me the
Are you?
baby. Just cut it out.
Are, are
You're
I
you?
had to
fine.
say it. I
Are
had to
you?
say it. He got it whooped. It was whooped.
Okay.
It
Are you
was whooped
sharing
upon.
that? You're
Feel
sharing
free
that
to.
with me. Are you asking me my opinion on it? That's what you're
Oh
asking.
no, I was giving you mine, and then I was gonna follow with,
Oh,
what do you think, Creech?
oh yeah, yeah.
Because I
Well,
think he
no.
got that ass tapped. But anyway, go ahead.
Um, I'm a bigger Kendrick fan by much more. I appreciate. I just think Kendrick is brilliant. I think on a mainstream level of like MCs in the last 10, 15 years, I think he's the most brilliant out there, bar none. No one like I'm not saying the underground cast of dudes in battle rap because there's a lot of talented people, but I just think he's phenomenal. And yeah, Drake does what he does, cool, but yeah, I think the best word I could use for my assessment of the Kendrick Drake thing is Kendrick is surgical,
Mhm.
surgical in every aspect of the term. And, you know, frogs get dissected. No disrespect to Peter, respectfully, you know, it just happens. So, yeah, I definitely I'm siding with Kendrick by far, not close. Even though I'd heard one song from Drake, I was like, ah, that's cool. That's cute. It's all right. You do what you do respectfully. You know,
Okay, Johnny Taylor, I started it, so you can go ahead and jump in.
Well, I won't do a whole thesis or a dissertation about all of this. I won't provide you a article that's APA filled with citations and whatnot. I won't do that. But the genius in Kendrick, K. Dot, as I was introduced to him as it,
right.
He's just an amazing writer.
Yep.
And the thing about it is, here's the thing about it. I'm glad that we got a chance to be reminded of just how dope Kendrick is. Each album, I feel like with a lot of artists, sometimes each album that comes out sequentially, you lose a little bit of the magic of what was, and fans are always about, but that first one, but that second one, and it, but the last one that he put out,
it's different because
everybody gets used to be an artist at a point. Like, okay, he could be artsy.
Absolutely. Okay? Yeah, you do.
But I think sometimes fans are like, oh, he's artsy, and they forget just how hard he really is. It's gonna be like when Andre comes back with the rap album next.
Oh yeah,
people are gonna forget, because some people are like stuck on the flute. They're like, oh, he's just that flute playing guy now. But when he come back spitting again, it's gonna remind people what they already know. And that's what Kendrick did right about now. Drake, the worst thing he could have done was take it there. He didn't keep it sport. He didn't keep it lyrical. He went and he ticked them off. And so now Kendrick, he interrupted his dashiki making process. There he is, chilling in Africa, minding his own business.
Yeah.
And Drake come around and he lost. Look, Kendrick is not Meek Mill.
Oh, absolutely not. By bar none. It's not. Yeah, it's a whole. And it's a lot. We can go into it a lot.
And the Meek Mill Drake thing was very shallow and superficial at best.
Absolutely.
With Pusha T and Drake, there was nowhere for that to go. Jay Prince did the right thing to pull the plug on that beef because Pusha T's built different.
Yeah,
so there was nowhere for Drake to go with a good.
And he bowed out. He bowed out with that one. He left it alone. So
that was the right thing for him to do. Kendrick and Drake, they just have such a discontent for one another that just is so deep rooted.
Yeah, and it's okay.
Everybody don't like everybody, and I get that.
Absolutely.
But Drake crossed lines. I think like with rap beef, if you want to keep beef between the rappers, I'm all for that. And if we can keep it on record,
I was gonna say
keep it in the space of recordings. I'm not with seeing people getting shot up and killed and
or jumped and beat up. Nah,
I'm not with that. And that was one of my concerns with that when they first all started doing all of this stuff. Like these are all millionaires who have made it.
Multi-millionaires.
In my estimation, nothing to be beefing about. Okay,
absolutely.
But if it's just about the culture of hip hop, and these guys are very formulaic, these guys are very scientific in their approach to their recordings, and if it was just about like the essence of hip hop in the battle, and who can outdo who with some bars, without pulling in people's wives and pulling in people's kids, I think people's kids and wives are out of bounds unless your wife happens to be Remy Ma. It can throw some bars herself. And at that point, that's different. But I feel like on some level it was good for rap. It was a conversation piece. It stayed musical while it could stay musical. I don't know that there's anywhere else for it to go at this point. It's probably better to just wait for the summer record to hit. The best thing Drake can do right now is just come out something that the DJs can't deny and go back to his formula. Battling MCs is that's not Drake territory. Not like that.
Yeah.
Go back and start singing again, pal.
Yeah.
I caught it.
Yeah, no, it's
a long-winded answer, but I've been waiting to get that one off my.
I know you did, and I've been waiting to get that one off
my pecs.
Yeah,
Wait,
no, I tend to agree. But like, yeah, I don't even own a Drake CD or nothing, or not CD. I don't have a song on my playlist. So, but I do have Kendrick stuff, and I've seen Kendrick perform before he was like as big as he is. And it's interesting enough when I first saw him, he played Brooklyn Hip Hop Festival about, I guess it was like, damn, 12 years ago, and I didn't get it because his voice kind of tripped me out. I was like, why did he sound like that? And then no, I was just like, what the? Why does he sound like? He sound trippy, man. I'm like, it's like some 3000 stuff. And then I heard, what was the album? It's before Mad City. I know what it is. What is not overly dedicated? The one after that, he had the song The Reagan Era, and I heard the
yeah.
song The Reagan Era, and I was like, oh, okay, it's different. This is different. This is something else. I said, and then from there I was able to listen to all his music with a different tuning of my ear, and I was like, oh, this kid is special. Wow, okay. But it took me that because when I seen him live, I was just like, all the dudes I knew that Ron was like, yo, he's killing it. I'm like, what? What is he? Ugh, this guy's voice is crazy, man. But regardless, he's brilliant. He's brilliant. He's definitely brilliant. One of the most talented dudes I've heard ever. Yeah.
All right. Did we all get that out of our system? Because I had to.
No, I'm good. Yeah, I'm good.
I had to. Okay.
I
Phew. You
waited to
good, Johnny?
exhale. We're good. We're good.
Woosah. All right.
Woosah.
Everybody good? So, so you might not know it, but Johnny loves. He loves T-shirts, right? All kinds of different. If it's on a T-shirt, he's probably going to wear it. And then sometimes, I have to say this, Johnny. I have to put you on blast. He wears socks that match it. So like he might have a Tom and Jerry shirt with some Tom and Jerry socks. Like it's really bad. Like it's bad. It's terrible.
Got to coordinate.
No,
I was gonna say,
no.
that's
That's why he
But
don't have no friends.
But you don't stop there.
wow.
Wait,
Wow.
there's more. But anyway, all that to say, I've been admiring all of the art, your cover art.
I appreciate it.
The different art on the different shirts.
Yeah, wait, hold on.
Hold on.
Let's get that highlighted real quickly. 1 second, Hank. Here we go.
Junkyard Dog has a posse. That's a play off the Shepherd Ferry joint. Andre, I don't know if y'all, yeah, Andre the Giant has a posse, but we wanted to make the Junkyard Dog had a posse. That's for the old school wrestling.
Oh yeah. Rest in peace, JYD. Rest in peace.
Absolutely.
JYD.
There you go. He's a huge wrestling fan. Johnny is the biggest wrestling fan. Weren't you taking classes to be a ref or something like that?
I was enrolled in classes to become the referee.
So you said Junkyard Dog, and it's like the whole thing now.
One of the most important people. People forget about the importance of the third man in the ring.
Absolutely, the ref. Absolutely.
Someone's got to call for the bell.
Anyway,
so you were saying art? Yes, the art.
I brought it up because I found out from just our brief chit chatting that he's usually the mind behind the art.
Yeah.
And you pick different people in history and different people's importance and slap them on to your album.
Black people.
On it.
I put black people.
I'm sure you see the pattern here on the show.
Black
1,
people.
2, 3. Right. Talk about that a little bit because I think it's dope. I love it so much. Like I'm a huge art person.
Well, thank you. I appreciate it. Well, I'm an art person as well, and I think art represents the visual aspect of what's in your mind. And I always realize if you have something cool and meaningful to me, and plus I feel like in the spaces like when it comes to like punk or metal or harder music, black images are very rare. People are not used to seeing black images. So I was like, let's start normalizing that. Let's normalize seeing black images with a band that's playing something that people, I'm doing quotations, but they can't see it. They don't consider black music. I'm like, nah. So why can't we celebrate our heroes? Why do I have, I could celebrate Sister Rosetta Tharpe and raise awareness. I could put JYD on it. I could put, Black Panther, Luke Cage, and Falcon and Spawn on a shirt. I could put Franklin from the Peanuts on a shirt with the Black Bart Simpson and Riley and Huey and various others, because I just want let's help normalize that. There's a lot more black bands and people of colors representing, doing music now, and I feel like, why do we have to negate our blackness to be playing a music that they don't consider black, even though we created it all? So that's really that's the premise of it. But I just like really fire stuff too. I just like art that's like speaks to me, and I think that's cool. But I definitely, as part of it's like, let's normalize it. So you shouldn't be surprised seeing like, oh shit, that's Lieutenant Uhura, and I just whatever. I got many thoughts in my head, so I'm always trying to like, not trying. I'm always working on flipping new stuff.
Well, it hasn't gone unnoticed. It hasn't gone unnoticed.
Thank you. As Karis once say, to edutain, but not to be preachy, no soapboxes.
Are you raising your hand?
Yes, Shotty.
My question is,
did that just happen?
It did happen.
Wow. Mm-hmm. Go ahead.
Yeah, it happened, and it's video, so people can relive the moment over and over again. Those who are viewing this podcast.
This is a clip. This is getting clipped.
I did raise my hand. I didn't want to speak over the brother. I was asked.
I appreciate that. Yes.
Why, in your opinion, as much as you've toured and you've been all over the place, you've been with a lot of different bands. In your opinion, why do you think that people of color are less represented with actual bands that are playing out there, the style of music that you're playing as well? So why do you think that there's a gap in terms of the presence?
Well, I think it's improving as far as the actual band, more bands, black bands, bands of color, indigenous people playing. A part of it too, it's for a long time, it's like being on an island by yourself. And I'll explain what I mean. So you're playing heavier music. The majority of black folk or people of color don't listen to metal, hardcore, punk. It's just not, it's more soul, funk, R&B, different stuff. So that's one. And then you have the majority of people who do listen to it are Caucasians and other people Caucasians. So if you're not negating your blackness and at the same time you're quote unquote playing what people seem as white music, you're in a weird space, because you know what I mean? Like, it's like, do you like, I don't know, like, you be who you are because that's who you are, and you're happy whoever enjoys your music, especially if it's unadulterated and honest and organic. But it's like, it's a weird space. I think there's caps on what people feel black people can and can't do. But I feel like it's changing a little bit. It's changing. Before, growing up, wearing docks and Vans, which I see in the hood all the time. I don't see just the hood, but I see in the quote unquote inner city. That's regular now. I remember seeing that growing up, and that's in people's word, white boy shit. Are you wearing a fucking white? You a skater? What the fuck is white boy shit? Oh, you're doing this, docks? What are you fucking? You're wearing combat boots? What are you fucking like? You're wearing a flight jacket. You're a construction worker. Like, it was a lot of that. Especially like growing up, and people who grew up like that, was a lot of us have similar stories. So it's just, it's a different space. I think it's more black bands and bands of colors ever now. Now, like, going to shows, like we've played a bunch of festivals with all black bands, majority black bands. So that's like way more representation now. More women, more just different people of color, indigenous people. So it's a process though, because like I said, people don't deem heavier music as black music in a traditional sense. You're not, I love Bad Brains, but you're probably not gonna play Bad Brains at the barbecue unless it's a black punk barbecue.
Right. True.
Well, I have to be the person who's the monitor for time.
Yes.
And we are approaching our 60th minute before long. Mm-hmm. Got about 5 minutes left. Mm-hmm. And so with this last 5 minutes, Creech, you have the floor. You have the ability to plug away whatever it is you want to plug.
Rebelmatic NYC. Rebelmatic NYC everything. All social media, everything. Just Rebelmatic NYC. Thank you, Punkdemics, for having me. Us, like I'm speaking, having me on the podcast. We appreciate y'all for the support. Amazon, MC Johnny T. And yeah, man, let's go out and support music if you can, if you're able, you're capable, and even if you're not physically able to, you enjoy bands and artists, share it with people who might like it. And if you don't like it, share it with people you don't like, and it might
There
work
you
out
go.
for everybody. But seriously though, just like do your stuff, put your heart in it, be good people. That's what I was saying, man. Be good people. The music is important, and it's a vehicle that I'm using, and the creativity we're all using currently. But be a good person. Like all that other that if you do great music and you're a piece of shite, it don't matter. To me, at least, it doesn't matter. So yeah, Rebelmatic NYC, IG, Facebook, everything. Just follow us on Spotify. Come to the show if we're in your area. If you like, if it resonates with your spirit, tell somebody about it. We appreciate you. We love you, and we want the best for you. Well, I want the best, but we do too. And thank you for having me, taking your time to what I mean. We all could be somewhere else, but I appreciate like this dialogue and this with people who actually care. So thank you very much.
Thanks for coming through and hanging out with us. And
Absolutely.
today was one of those days where it would have been easier to just be like, man, let's unplug it and just do it a different day. Everyone, we were just challenged with the technology today.
Right.
Technology is great when it works, but man, when it decides to retire on you or go to recess, man, it sucks. It's a double-edged sword. But I feel like we were able to get through today's episode. I feel like it was a quality episode despite some of the challenges, and the vibes were good, and I appreciate having had the opportunity to be a part of it. Amazon, thank you for letting me hang out on your podcast today. It's much appreciated. Thank you.
Oh, I couldn't run this thing without you. What are you talking about?
That is kind of
push
true.
the button. How do you push the button?
Move the screens around.
Let me out. It says I'm backstage. No, Creech, thank you so much. Like, I know you have so much going on. You have 732 different places you're going to be on tour in the next week or so.
Absolutely.
So thank you for making time. People make
Thank
time
you.
for things they find important. So I appreciate you very much.
Appreciate you too, Amazon.
Thank you for being here. Thank you to Rebelmatic. And Johnny Taylor, take it away.
We haven't come up with the signature to sign off.
We really haven't. I don't
for
want
this
to.
show.
Kind of
On our Hip Hop Organics podcast, we have a signature that we sign off with. But I won't do it here. We, as in myself and the other hosts, and Amazon acts like she doesn't like it, but inside she does. So we haven't come up with a closer just yet. We got to come up with a parting phrase. So until we come up with it, I'm just going to go with the generic. Until next time, everyone, we'll see you next time on the Punkdemic podcast. How about that? Does that work for today? Yeah?
We'll take it.
We'll take it? All right. We're going to work on this. We're going to really come up with a real solid before the season is out. I promise you guys. I feel like it's like the most painful part of the show is the ending. But we're going to work on it.
Because I don't want to go.
I know. Thanks.
Oh, that's a good ending. Oh, Punkdemic. I don't want to go, but this is the end.
Oh, see? There you go. Thank you, Creech.
Hey, Creech. Now you're not gonna charge us royalties for that, no?
Nah, you good? Nah, you good.
I know how this stuff goes sometimes.
All right, hold up. Nah, you good.
And even if you did, you'd be entitled. All right, we're out of here. Until next time, everyone. Punkdemic signing off. Peace.